I feel like I've been getting a little bit worse gas mileage in this car, so I'm going to go out and change the spark plugs since I know they haven't been changed. There'll be this plate cover on the Honda Accord, and there's 1, 2, 3, one right here, and 5 10mm bolts. Take those off. That'll reveal the coil plugs. Each of those are going to have a 10mm bolt holding them in too. I've already taken these 3 out and changed the spark plug. So what you want to do is each connector that gives the power out to the coil, which then goes to the plug, you're going to want to press this tab and pull this off. Take this 10mm bolt out, wiggle this out. It's going to be a little stuck, so I might have to do this with 2 hands. No, it broke free. So that coil will come off. Then you'll want to grab a spark plug and spark plug socket. Pretty simple. You're just going to do lefty loosey, righty tighty, and go ahead and get that out. And the reason you want to use a spark plug specific socket is because it has a little piece of rubber in it that'll grip the spark plug so it doesn't keep dropping down into the hole. So I'll remove that real quick. So we got the number 2 plug out. As you can see, it's not going to fall out. That's why you use the spark plug socket. And one other thing to note too, by the way, make sure you do this when the engine is not hot, because these will be on fire. You see the amount of threads that are on there? I don't know if it'll clear up, but that just tells you that as you're undoing this, as it's spinning out, it's going to have this many threads to come out. So it's not going to be able to just unthread by hand. You got to take it all the way up before you can actually get it out. One thing to note too with the new spark plugs is they're supposed to be pre-gapped, but they aren't always. This one should be about 0.04. So if you take the spark plug and put it between this and run it around, mine stops. Can't really tell, but maybe you can. Stops right around 0.04, which is right where Honda says it should be. If I take the old one and run it through, you can see that this one moves all the way up to the just past the 0.05, which is a sign that they're probably pretty worn. So that also leads me to believe that the spark plugs are probably bad. But make sure you go gap them like the new one, or the new ones, like the manual says it should. Or online again, just to see. This one stops at the 0.04, which is right where it says it should be. And if not, I did just check this one again, and it did go up to just past the 0.04, and Honda says 0.039 through 0.044 is good, and mine's right about at the max. But if yours is too small, you put this in here and then you pry it up to open it up. If it's too big, you're gonna do this and just push it down a little bit, and then go check the gap again. It's pretty much the same spot, but I mean, I'm just gonna go with it for now since it's still in the spec. So after making sure that's in spec, go ahead and put your plug in your spark plug socket, put it down gently, and go ahead and thread it in. So once that plug gets snugged up, give it another, I don't know, half a turn, quarter turn. You don't want to over tighten these and strip these threads. They're not coming out, so just make sure it's pretty snug. Then go ahead and add your coil back on, right there. Put your plug in, make sure that clip sounds, and take your 10mm bolt. Then you're going to thread that back in. By the way, when you're doing this, make sure you unhook your battery first, because you don't want this somehow igniting and electrocuting you. So take that battery off. Alright, so a couple notes, and then that'll be all for this video. Just finished my 3rd one. I said tighten it half a turn or a quarter turn. I would do a quarter turn. I was just guessing it was about a half. But once I tightened that all the way down by hand, it only took about another quarter turn before I was really having to put pressure on it. So just do about a quarter turn. And then for the anti-seize and all that many places will recommend, you don't need that, because nowadays the manufacturers make their spark plugs to the point where you don't need them. So you don't really need any of that stuff, but if you want to, feel free to. But that'll be all for this video. Hope this helps. Alright, so after all that is done, put your battery back on. You can start your car up. You may experience a high idle at first, probably because the gaps are closer together, but the computer should relearn it. So let's just start it up. Yeah, a little high right now. It may take some driving too to get the computer to relearn the idle, but as long as it's running good, no misfires right now, you should be all set. Alright, so after driving around a little bit, you can see that my idle is down just under 1,000 right now, so that's much better. The computer's obviously relearning with the new gaps. And you can see that my miles per gallon is up over 27 this trip. It was around 23, so that's improving. Hopefully it continues to go up a little bit. Hoping to see a number around 30. I believe that's what this car should be getting. And if you have any questions, fire away in the comments, and then I'll be ready to answer. But I hope this helps.